I am currently in Los Angeles for Adobe Max, and I thought that now would be the best time for me to talk about creative visions and what that is for me, and maybe give you some thoughts on what it could mean for you. So before I go any further, first I need to define what a creative vision is. Technically, there is no definitive definition of a creative vision, but the way that I personally would define it is a clear way of communicating ideas, emotions, or perspectives to other people. Now, there was an article that put this in another way that I thought was really good. Without artistic vision, a photograph is just a photo. But with vision, your photos can go beyond everyday photos. They can become inspired images with depth and meaning. Images that convey your message to your audience. And I really like this quote, and I don't personally think that it just applies to photography, but I can also see this applying to myself for music and also video. And I think that it can apply to pretty much any creative output that someone has. Whether it be Tyler the Creator, who has a new creative vision or idea that he's trying to convey in each of his albums, and with that you see a new image of Tyler the Creator for each album, or even Kende Wiley, who is an artist that I really like, who depicts everyday Black people in very royal poses with a classical and flowery imagery. So with all that information in mind, I am currently thinking about what my creative vision is and trying to figure out a best way for me to communicate that to the world. And I'm hoping that while I'm here at Adobe Max, it'll be something that I'll be able to really hammer down and define. And I think I have, but we're gonna see if I get any new ideas while I'm here. So day one of Adobe Express is complete, and most of the sessions that I went to dealt more with products rather than just being creative and what it means to be a creative and things like that. And I'm pretty sure that the sessions I'm going to tomorrow are gonna hit more on that subject. But I thought that now would be a great time just to state what my creative vision is as of right now. So my creative vision can be boiled down to one thing, and that is essentially creating experiences. I want my art to leave an impact on people deeper than just, oh, I like that song, or oh, that was cool. I want it to be something that people leave saying, wow, I experienced something amazing. And that feeling to be something that lives with them for whether it be the next few months or the rest of their life. Just something that they leave wanting to talk to people about. So there are 3 examples of experiences that impacted me, that made me want to think about my art differently. The first one was Kanye West's Life of Pablo tour back in 2016, before he went off the deep end and started saying anything crazy. Yeah, just seeing him perform on a floating stage that went from one side of the arena to the other made me rethink what a concert can be. The second experience was the Van Gogh immersive experience. My wife and I went to see this last year, and it was something that really made me think about different ways that you can experience visual art. And the third experience was Odessa's documentary, which I saw this year in a movie theater full of Odessa fans. It was sold out, which is crazy that they were able to get people to go watch a documentary about them putting on a show. And just seeing how they were able to tell a story about their process of putting together a show was very inspiring. There are tons of other experiences that influence the way that I want to think about my art. But these are just 3 examples of experiences that really left me thinking about the different ways that I can approach what I do and how that can impact people. So I am back home from Adobe Max, and I got a lot out of those last couple of days. My favorite session was the inspiration keynote, where 4 different people spoke, and there were 2 that really spoke to me in regards to creative vision. One of the speakers from this keynote was Aaron Draplin, who's worked with the likes of Nike, Fender, Jack White, and even NASA. In the middle of doing all these really big and massive projects, he also took the time to do smaller projects and passion projects that he just wanted to do because he didn't want to have to deal with the restraints of working with larger companies and organizations. And that personally resonated with me because currently my job is to create content for a company, and all the stuff that I do for my YouTube channel and all the music I put out, it doesn't necessarily bring in the money that pays my bills, but it gives me the creative freedom to be able to do the things that I want. It gives me the ability to conceptualize what my creative vision is and figure out how to put the pieces together so I can execute it well. And continuing with that thought about my creative vision and people whose speech stood out to me in regards to that, the other person was, let me see if I can get his name. The other person was Walker Noble, who started just doing something similar to what I'm doing right now in his free time, as like a passion project while he worked a job that he didn't necessarily care for. And while I do like my job, I totally relate with that as well. He is someone who only had like 10,000 followers, and he made it all the way to Adobe Max to be able to present to people. He had this premise that he operated under for his life, and that was, why not me? And for me, that stood out because when I think about the massive scale of like the things I want to create with being able to create experiences, I might not have all the tools to do it myself. I might not have the capital or the resources. And that can sometimes make me feel like maybe I'm not supposed to do that. Maybe I don't need to do it. Maybe I should just be okay with my little projects. But then hearing him say, why not me, makes me think, why can't it be me that does these things? And I feel like a lot of times creatives in my position can get discouraged because they feel like maybe I shouldn't even bother because of the things I said about lack of capital and resources. Maybe my passion to do it just because it's something that I really want to do is enough. And maybe it doesn't have to be just because I want to make money from it. So all these things are kind of going through my head right now, and I'm kind of processing them. It has been a few days since Adobe Max, and I've had time to think, but I'm still kind of thinking about all the different speeches and speakers that I got to hear, and different insights from people who have all kinds of creative careers. For me, Adobe Max was worth it because I was able to hear from people that are further along in their creative journey than I am, and see that I don't have to be someone special to be able to do the things I want to do. All it really takes is being prepared when the opportunity arrives so I can capitalize on it. The way that I plan to implement and achieve my creative vision is by doing exactly what I'm doing right now and being ready when the opportunity presents itself to pursue and share my creative vision and get it done. And hopefully you'll come along for that journey of me trying to achieve that goal. And maybe through the process of me trying to achieve my creative visions, I can serve as a source of inspiration for you and your creative visions. Anyways, that's all I have for this video, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.